I'm not ready to see Kim, talk to Kim, deal with that. I don't know how to respond or know what to do. I just feel like panicked. Part of me is telling myself to just get over it and grow up. The other part of me is immediately like, oh, no. Do you remember all these things that happened, that you're not making this up in your head, you're not crazy?
Just constantly working around her feelings. But today is not about her. If anything, is she not even gonna check in on me and see if I'm okay?
Hey everyone, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Monday, July 25th, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Okay, so welcome to Plathville's final episode, I believe, is tomorrow night. And it's been a doozy of a season. And, you know, Olivia Plath, when we first started in the very beginning, was like the champion for Moriah. And she and Moriah had this like best friend relationship. And Olivia, over the years, I've learned, comes with a lot of strings attached. She comes with a lot of her own issues with growing up in legalism and recovering from that. And she has a very strained relationship with her mother-in-law, Kim, to the extent that she's consistently making people in her life pick between her and Kim, which if you can't handle someone not getting along with someone that you don't like and you have to control their relationships with that person, you're actually kind of like Kim. And I think a lot of people see a lot of similarities between Olivia and Kim, which makes people not always like Olivia. And even Moriah now is at her breaking point. And she has kind of realizing that she and Olivia aren't as close as she actually thought they were. So in the final episode, they are doing a memorial for Joshua. And apparently, even Micah was upset. Micah said, I feel like Olivia should understand that her feelings are definitely important, but not everything is about her feelings. If there's something that outweighs what you're mad about, you can set what you're mad about aside and do this one thing. You don't have to talk. You don't have to be friendly or whatever, but you can still be a part of what's going on and then work on your garbage later. And he's talking about Olivia's relationship with Kim. So she apparently has a meltdown while they're at a memorial for Joshua. And it's the first time they all are getting together since Olivia and Ethan moved away to Tampa. So they're literally getting together to remember the 17-month-old Joshua who passed away. And even during this moment, she can't set aside her anger for Kim to be in a situation, and apparently she has a meltdown. And when Olivia talked about it, she said this, I know that what I did puts a damper on the whole day because instead of being able to focus on what they had to focus on, they're thinking about the fact that I had a meltdown in front of all of them, and it's no longer just about Joshua like it should be. And when they asked her if she's so wrapped up in her own feelings that you don't think about anyone else, she started to cry. And she said, I think I was so wrapped up in what I was experiencing that I didn't have clarity or capacity to think about how much those kids might want or need my support, and I feel like I really let them down. Oh my goodness. Okay, so she has a meltdown because she sees Kim. You know, sometimes you just have to grow up and you just have to suck it up. And you might not like someone, but if you want to be a part of the family, you learn to deal with it. Otherwise, you just don't go around the family. Ethan was miserable when he was separated from his family, and I think it's unfair for Olivia to constantly make everyone choose to not be around Kim just because she has a problem with Kim. It's like doing the exact same thing as Kim, trying to control other people's relationships. And Moriah, who is generally very laid back and extremely passive in this situation, said this, I have finally reached my breaking point with all of this drama. I'm so done. I'm so over it. I'm just tired of fragile relationships. If you spend 3 to 4 years of your life trying to make that person happy, and then you make one decision that doesn't make them happy, and affects your whole relationship, that's not a true friend. And it hurts to say, but that's the harsh reality I'm waking up to. I love Olivia, but if somebody's going to make me choose, I'm going to choose the person who's not making me choose. I'm done choosing. So Olivia has asked Moriah to choose between her mom and Olivia. That's a serious pressure to put on someone. Why would you ask your sister-in-law to make a decision between you and your mother-in-law? Because you don't like your mother-in-law? So because you don't like your mother-in-law, your sister-in-law cannot have a relationship with her, or she doesn't have access to you? Isn't that kind of like what you get mad at Kim for? And if you can't set aside your own issues with Kim and you can't think of other people besides yourself, doesn't that make you what you're mad about Kim? Doesn't that make you like Kim? Constant criticism about her constant criticism about Kim is that she's selfish, she's controlling, she's judgmental, she's got so many rules. It seems to me that Olivia has a lot of rules for everyone in her life, that it's suffocating people. It seems to me that I don't even like Kim, you guys. You guys know I'm not a Kim fan. Come on. I mean, Kim's drinking now. She was out drinking with Micah a couple episodes ago. She's like footloose and fancy free. She and Barry are separating. Still no divorce papers, by the way. But their marriage is over. And Kim is somehow moving on, and Ethan is, mind you, trying to find a way to move on with his mother and move forward, but she's not willing to. Like, trust me, family dynamics are tough, and everybody has family dynamics that are challenging, and every person in every family, I'm sure, goes through periods of time where they're upset with a family member and they need space and they need to think and they need to process and they need to heal and they need to make sense of everything that's happened. But eventually, families usually come back together. And if they don't, and if they can't, then you have to make a decision if this is the family that you want to be in. Personally, I think it's very unfair for her to make Ethan and Moriah and everyone else around her not want to be with Kim just because she doesn't want to be with Kim. She needs to find tools and resources to help her find resolution, or help her be okay with not being okay with Kim and respecting other people's relationships with Kim, even if she doesn't like it. And if it's so triggering for her to be around Kim and to deal with all of these relationships, then maybe Ethan's not the right one for her. I'm not trying to be mean, but like, at some point, you kind of got to grow up. You got to be like, okay, I don't really love this person, but I'm going to get along with them for my spouse. I mean, don't we all have an in-law that we don't love? Isn't there someone in your life that you're related to if you're married, that's someone in your family, in your spouse's family, but that you tolerate for the sake of your spouse, that you get along with, that you're cordial with, that you're kind to because it's important to your spouse? Every family has that in-law. And all people that can be good about putting their feelings aside will put up with it for that person. And then they don't talk about it when that person's not around, and they set boundaries at home, right? But it seems like Olivia just is so angry with Kim. She can't let go of that anger. She's still mad. She feels like Kim did something so atrocious to her. But in turn, she's then taking that anger out and lashing out and trying to control everyone else and how they feel about Kim. And that's not healthy either. Kim and Moriah have had their own tense relationship, but Kim and Moriah have also found a way to be more communicative and bond and connect and be closer. And so you can't take away a mother and a daughter's relationship because you don't like the mom. That's so unfair. That's still her mom, and that's still Ethan's mom. You can't force people to not like their parents if you don't like them. That's no better than what you claim Kim did to you. I feel for her because I feel like she was placed in this marriage very quickly and she didn't know him very well. And I think they thought their love could overcome all of these obstacles. But I think sometimes she doesn't really understand that she's got to work through her own crap first before she tries to control like how everyone else feel. And I think if this stays, if she continues to do this, she's going to alienate everyone in the family from her and nobody's going to like her and she's going to have no support. And she's going to be the in-law that everyone hates because she can't get along with anyone. So I hope that she's still in therapy and working on herself. And I hope she can find some common ground with Kim eventually, because the way it's going, this relationship between Olivia and Kim could eventually cause her and Ethan to divorce. And there's times where I can't even believe they're still married. I think that a lot. I think they would both sometimes be happier not together, but they're currently on a traveling trip and they're going all over the place and they're with each other and they're in Europe and they're in Scotland right now. So everything seems to be okay now, but then not so much. So what are your thoughts? Moriah is literally saying, I'm not going to choose you anymore. Do you think that's just for the show? Do you think it's real? Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye guys.